Hey everyone, Rascal here.
And Mama, welcome to our podcast.
Today we're covering the Pokemon mini-series Twilight Wings.
This series takes place in the Galar region and it shares the same environment of the game Sword and Shield. However, the series isn't about Ash, Ketchum, and Team Rocket, but instead it focuses on the dreams of some of Galar's residents and the challenges they must overcome.
Yes, and before we start, be sure to like, subscribe, click the notification bell to get updates on future podcasts and we'll pause videos.
Absolutely. This was really a nice little series. You told me about it. I didn't know anything about it. And you actually had watched it before me and watched it with me again when I got to watch it.
Yes, it was quite a while ago. I believe it came out last year. And the episodes were delayed because of the pandemic. So they kind of took a while to finish it because the episodes are like maybe 5 to 6 minutes long each. And one maybe near was 10. And it's, as we said, it's just about these whole different characters in the Galar region. There's no Ash coming through there and Cameline or Team Rocket or anybody. It's just about a whole new set of people, with each episode being sort of like its own little anthology series. And then you see them come together towards the end.
And we get to see some trainers we've never seen before. Except for one we have. But the other trainers we haven't. One comes back. Leon.
Yes. In the
King
Journey.
Leon.
Yes, for the Journey series.
Right.
And it was really fun for me to see this again. When you've seen it for the first time, how was it seeing all these different characters as opposed to seeing Ash every episode ever?
Right, and the animation is absolutely beautiful. That's
yes.
What caught my eye more than anything else when I first saw the thumbnail is how beautiful the animation is. And the colors are just so bright and vivid. And it seems like the creators wanted to make something different that stuck out from the rest of the Pokemon franchise. And they did with this.
Yes, it did. And in here you also see some of the Pokemon that are specifically native to this region. And you see ones from older series, like when you see the Charizard or the Macho and stuff. But they do show a lot of the Galar region Pokemon as well. You have one that's sort of like a giant black bird, acts like a helicopter, a helicarrier.
Which is really cool.
Yeah, it just carries them and flies them over to the next place. Yeah, that was cool. And there are about, I think, 8 episodes in the entire miniseries. You can finish them all in probably an afternoon. They're really not long.
Yeah, less than in an hour you can be finished with all.
Yeah.
And if you haven't seen them, they are available on YouTube. So
right.
You can just pull them right up and watch them for free. And I do like that the story really centers around one young man who is ill.
You're right.
And his wish clearly is to meet King Leon.
Right.
And that's what the whole series.
Right.
And
then
in Twilight, I got it. The Twilight refers to sundown or the ending of something for every single episode in the series.
Right.
It's pretty witty.
And each episode focuses on a different character, but they're all interconnected.
With the young man, right?
Right. And first one just starts out with him wanting to send a letter to King Leon. And it ends up going through his, I guess his manager, who kind of has like a Tony Stark vibe.
Right. And the other kid he's in the room with is like, you're wasting your time, you shouldn't do it. And then when he sees he really wants to do it, then he supports him.
Right. And he even got his own episode later.
Yes. And I really like that it's really like the law of attraction. This kid really was focused on getting to meet him, and he wanted to do it for so long, and he ignored all opposition. He wrote the letter, and then, as you said, each episode shows how that ends up coming to be a reality by the final episode.
Right, because it's this big championship in here. And apparently for Galar, the Pokemon battles are a really huge deal. It's not like for the other seasons with Ash, where each town has a Pokemon Center and then there are leagues and stuff once a year and stuff, and he gets there in time. It seems like for this particular region, the Pokemon battles are pretty much everything. The championships, everything is like one big event. It's almost like you're watching a soccer game or the Olympics or let's say the World Cup.
Yes.
The World Cup or the Olympics. They make a huge deal of it. They always got sponsors, get tons of players, tons of fans. They got parades and stuff. It's a real big deal in this region. So with Ash visiting there, eventually, I would like to see more more of this come about in it, because you had like one thing they almost treated like a league. But I kind of want to see if when he goes back there to challenge Leon and Ken, where it kind of expands to this whole big celebration that was presented in this miniseries.
And speaking of Leon, that's one of the two things I really liked about this miniseries, is we got to see his family, his younger brother, and we got to see him at home.
Right.
And it was like, oh, okay, we get some backstory on King Leon.
Right.
And the way he is in Journeys is the way he is all the time. He's
Right.
this really friendly, outgoing character that's really a champion at Pokemon.
Right. And of course, for the goal in Journeys is to, to beat him and become the new champion or king or something. And for here, they almost insinuate that it did happen, but it's not exactly clear. They say like former king or something, but you never saw the battle finish. It kind of ended on him battling this other guy, and the next thing you know, he's in the next episode, and he's with his old master. He's talking about him coming to an event and everything. It was sort of like an after show.
Right.
And it was weird because you weren't sure if he lost or not. They kind of act like he did, but there's no sore loserness about, no bad sportsmanship.
Right.
So I guess you'll end up finding out when you see Journeys, what really happened. So I like that, they still leave some mystery there for you for the series.
Definitely. And the other thing I really liked is seeing one of the trainers I had seen on Twitter. You know her name. She's a model, and she's also a Pokemon
it's called Oceana. That's not her name. Oh man, they have a few trainers in
but
here.
Her in
too.
particular is the one I had never seen.
The name escapes me right now.
But she's a model and a trainer. She's gorgeous, and it was like, okay, this is one that sticks out from all the others.
Right, they hadn't had a trainer like her before.
Right, so I really like seeing her and the other trainers as well. This is just a really excellent series. If you haven't seen it, you really got to get on YouTube and give it a watch. Again, you can finish it in an hour or less. And although it is separate from, I guess you could say it's separate from the rest of the series, it isn't. You see how all the things that take place in it work within it. But except for Leon, you don't see any of these other characters appear.
Right.
From now, we're up to Pokemon Season 16, and we watched Journeys, and now we're watching Sun and Moon.
Right.
And we haven't seen any of these characters except for Leon so far.
Right. And, last thing I'm going to bring up for the other characters, they also had one that was a boy who hung out with these ghost Pokemon.
Yes.
And we almost thought he was a ghost at first.
Man,
They're
right?
like, oh, he's not, okay. We were like, oh, is he a ghost? No, he just hangs out with ghost Pokemon in a cemetery.
And we thought a Soul Eater. As soon as we saw him in that particular episode, all you could think of was the anime Soul Eater.
Right. And then I think the last two they had was one where they had B. I think she was a trainer they had in Journeys later that Ash fought, but she had that giant squid one that he kept losing to. And then the other one they had was about Leon's manager's assistant. When you see all the stuff she had done to prepare for the festival,
Right.
she was kind of like the Miss Bellum of the show.
And she's also his girlfriend. It's been very clear in the series that she is.
Right.
We were kind of not sure, but now we know for sure.
Right, and they didn't show it as much in Journeys, and this was meant to be before Journeys, so I guess you were going to get a taste of what was to come and get a feel of this region before Ash made it there in the Netflix show, and before everyone went, everything went kapooey in that one when you got to see the reveal and everything, so it was sort of like the calm before the storm, I guess.
Really enjoyed this. If there are other miniseries like this, I can't wait to watch them. This is how you do extras. Disney and everyone else, this is how you do it the right way.
Right.
So if you've seen Pokemon Twilight Wings, let us know what you think in the comments below. Did you have any favorite trainers in here? And if you know a lot more about this series than we do, tell us in the comments. We can't wait to hear. If you haven't seen it, as we mentioned, it's available on YouTube for free. Go ahead and watch it, and then let us know what you think in the comments below as well.
And be sure to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell to get updates on future podcasts and all the pause videos.
And more Pokemon specials.
Yes. So thank you so much for watching. I'm Rascal Entertainment.
And I'm Mom Entertainment.
Have a fantastic day.
Peace.